Today I fucked up by taking it upon myself to water my coworker's plant. This happened a few months ago, but for some reason, the horrible embarrassment has struck me again and I felt like sharing. I work in a car dealership and am the closer, so I go through the service lane each night and make sure there is no paperwork for the day left behind. I notice an extremely sad-looking plant on one of my co-workers' desks. I'm a plant mom, so I felt like I didn't need to check the soil first to know this thing needed watering. We have small coffee cups at the complimentary station. I grab one of those, fill it with water and go over to the plant and dump it in. Water starts pouring out of the bottom of the pot and overflowing over the dish it was sitting on and went literally everywhere. Everything on his desk was soaking wet before I even realized what was going on. So I run for paper towels and clean up as much as possible, but his paperwork was done for. I knew he'd probably notice the papers and hoped to the great unknown that he wouldn't try checking the cameras the next day. I check inside the pot to see why the entire fuck there was no dirt inside to soak up the water and see a block of foam. The plant was fake. In fact, an extremely poor rendition of a Hoya. The next day, I heard he was bitching about the wet papers and was blaming it on the leaky air conditioner. An HVAC company was in the building within the next couple of days checking the piping above his desk. I'm still so mortified, even though they had no idea it was me being fooled by a plastic plant. Too long didn't read, watered a fake plant on my co-worker's desk and ruined everything on it. Got blamed on bad HVAC. Haha, don't feel bad, you're not alone. My dad got asked to feed his friend's bird while she went on vacation. While he was there, he saw she had plants all over, so being a good friend he reckoned he should make sure they all had water. 2 weeks later the friend comes home, and at first can't understand why the hell her menagerie of plastic plants are filled to the brim with water. Got some good laughs out of that one once she realized what had happened. D. Lamal. I'm so glad I'm not alone on this one. What a hilarious story. I'm an agronomist and was similarly fooled once. At least you have the excuse of working with cars. Embarrassed smiley face. Wait until August and do it again smile. Please secretly tell the HVAC guy that you did this. There is nothing more unfulfilling than spending hours looking for a leak and finding nothing. Or create a leak above his desk, that way the HVAC guys will not spend hours searching for nothing. I did something similar once, except it was a real plant that had just died due to lack of watering by my coworker who went on vacation and water went everywhere. Today I fucked up by breaking the Geneva protocol. A warning, this one's a little gross. So, I have a bathroom attached to my bedroom, and a few days ago I clogged the toilet in there. I'm not a very strong woman, and I have arthritis in my shoulder and knees, so I find unclogging toilets can be a bit hard sometimes. I tried, I couldn't budge it. I thought I'd leave it for a day and try again. I find it's usually a little easier after some time has passed. I tried again later, no dice, so I waited again, and so on. This went on for a few days. What I found when I was in there, though, is that the toilet was really starting to smell. I've never really had a clogged toilet smell that bad before, and it was really bothering me when I was trying to unclog it. So I was like, hey, what if I put some toilet bowl cleaner in it? That'll probably help the smell. Because I'm a fucking moron. The worst part of this is that one of my best friends accidentally mixed ammonia and bleach cleaners, like, 3 months ago. I genuinely should have thought this through. I have no excuse. Actually, on second thought, no. The worst part is that it didn't even help the smell. I gassed myself for literally no reason. Anyway, I did it. All of a sudden, I realize, wait, I don't know what's in this toilet bowl cleaner. I check, it's bleach. Of course. Shit, there's ammonia in urine, isn't there? So I Google if bleach reacts with urine, and what I find is that there isn't ammonia in urine, there's urea, and urea is very inert. Wowee, what good luck, I exclaim, silently, in my head. I keep reading. But urea quickly breaks down into ammonia. Oh no, I whisper, silently, in my head. Which is why you shouldn't use bleach on an old clogged toilet, because the bleach will react with the released ammonia. God damn it, I sigh, silently, in my head. I was also starting to feel kinda shitty at this point, possibly because of the chemical warfare, possibly because of the placebo effect. So I open a window and all the available doors, and I go to my garage to get an old bucket or something. I felt better when I got to the garage. I don't know if that supports the placebo theory or the I've been inhaling weaponizable gas theory. So I get a bucket and I bail out the contaminated water and put it outside the bathroom, add some fresh water to the bowl, and I go at unclogging this toilet with more vigor than I thought I had in my frail body. After a while, I manage to unclog the toilet, flush my accidental chemistry experiment, and all is well in the world. Still, I really fucked that one up. Too long didn't read, I mixed a bleach cleaner with stale urine and lightly gassed myself. I poured bleach on cat urine in my bathtub when I was 12, it bubbled and fizzed like nothing I had ever seen, and by doing so accidentally gassed my family out of the house. They make a snake that makes it easy to unclog really stuck toilets. Just have a bag to put it in after use so it doesn't leak all over the floor. Metal coat hanger works okay too. It's actually nocebo when there's a negative effect, placebo is when there's a positive effect. Doesn't matter that much as everyone'll know what you're saying, but I'm pedantic and thought you might wish to know. I did wish to know that, thank you. Smile. This is why you need a poop stick, poo knife. Today I fucked up by not letting the mystery bear take the heat. This happened in 2014 while living in rural central Virginia. He lived on 74 acres, 10 miles from the nearest gas station, no cell signal and abundant in nature. I had been terribly backed up so to speak for about a week on account of opioid painkillers from a surgery. I seemed to live in the midst of the opioid crisis area, so the physician sent in a prescription for a strong laxative and more pain pills since my stomach was in immense pain. I waited 2 days with no signs of a movement. I happened to be playing The Sims 3 when my fiance at the time needed to do the shit shower shave routine. The house had one bathroom. He tended to take at least 30 minutes to void himself before using the shower. Pretty sure he was checking Tinder at the time. We're divorced now. It hit me about 10 minutes after he left to use the bathroom that I was ready to drop what I've been cursing about for an entire week. The poopening, as I like to call it, was here and wasn't waiting. Scurried down the stairs from the bedroom, almost sweating through my shirt with the intense urgency. I prayed he left the bathroom door unlocked and was in the shower. Dignity didn't matter at this point, and I was willing to introduce that level of gross intimacy for the first time if the sweet baby Jeebus was on my side. The door to the bathroom was locked. I knocked rapidly and he responded with how he had just started to go because he had to trim his nails first. I panicked as I rushed to the front of the house, grabbing the roll of brawny paper towels on the kitchen counter, and made my way to the front door. Our 9-year-old boxer sees me bolting for the door and jumped at the chance to go outies and chase the chickens. I slammed into the foyer lounge dodging the dog and managed to get outside and close the screen door. Now, I'm not a heathen with no common sense, so I am eyeing around the side of the house for a discreet area. I make a line for behind the duck house only to find poison oak along the barbed wire, and the very inevitable pounding for release can't wait another moment or step. I squat, relieve myself and brawny my back end. Finally composed myself from the shame and shock, grabbed a recycled shopping bag near the front of the house for the used brawny and flung it in the bin for the next trip to the landfill. Next step was to find the shovel, dispose of the deed and wash my hands. I'm looking for the shovel when my future father-in-law drives into our yard. This is where the humiliation builds to a hidden truth. Phil gets out of his Bronco, walks toward the side of the house and remarks, "July weather sure stirs up some smells. You kids get that septic tank looked at yet?" Oh, Penny is at the door doing her walkies outies dance. She's excited to see her Papa John. He then goes to the door and lets our boxer run outside. Without missing a beat, Penny runs in the direction of my waist. My Phil walks over and exclaims, "Christ. Y'all must have had a bear walking near the house. That's the biggest pile of SHT I've seen in my life. Where is Mike? He has got to see this." I stand in horror as he pulls out his Samsung and starts to photograph the steaming mushy pile of a week's worth of hoarding by my digestive tract. Mike then comes out due to the commotion of his father before he got a chance to shower. He is on the same level of amazement, intrigue Dragon Bear theory as his father. I stay quiet and nod. For 2 years at least once a week, this story of the mystery bear got brought up by the NYC-raised Papa John. Mike was super cautious about letting the dog out and the safety of the chickens, always heeding the warning of bears. We wanted to adopt another dog, but the risk of dangerous wildlife and the bear story always made Mike reluctant. I happened upon a dog at the shelter in 2016. I fell madly in love with him instantly. I pleaded for my guy to reconsider. There it was, this fake bear dashing my dreams. In the middle of the shelter play area while we volunteered, I told him the truth. I told him every little detail of the poopening. His face cringed up and then he questioned how a female could produce the ungodly amount documented and displayed by his father to every person he came across. It took a solid 5 minutes to convince him that it was indeed me who created the bear pile. The roaring, almost deafening laughter momentarily eased my embarrassment. You know I'm gonna tell my dad, right? You get the dog if I'm allowed to tell my father, because this is too crazy to not to tell him. Too long didn't read, I ended up having an outdoor emergency poop. Let a fake bear take the blame and revealed myself only because of a shelter dog I fell in love with. You know, some today I fucked ups are just plain lies when you read them. There is no way in hell any sane mind could be lying about this one, lol. What's the new dog's name? His name is Tucker. He is the cutest chiweenie. If you had asked me years ago if I'd ever get a chihuahua or mix, the answer would have been no. But he was doped out of his mind from being neutered at the shelter, and the moment I saw him I knew he was my dog. Wow, that thing must have been a whopper of a turd. It was a behemoth pile. My inner femininity was ruined that day, knowing my body could make something that large that didn't require bottles, daycare or a future college tuition. Wouldn't leave his beautifying so you could shit after a week. Had to be convinced out of sexist ideas about human waste, and cheated. Very happy to hear he's an ex. Sounds like there were 2 steaming piles on the property. Edit, read ops comments, I'm extra tickled now. Damn.